You don't have to, Michael. It's blood.
Released on July 31st, 1987, The Lost Boys is a horror comedy about two brothers, Michael and Sam Emerson, who move with their divorced mother to the fictional California coastal town of Santa Carla, a place whose boardwalk is plastered with missing persons notices and whose nights belong to a gang of leather-jacketed, motorcycle-riding vampires, and became one of the defining cult films of its decade. 3 of its 10 principal actors died before the film could hold a reunion, and one became the wealthiest actress in the world. So where did they all end up? Jason Patric plays Michael Emerson, the older brother whose encounter with the vampire leader David begins as fascination and slides into something far darker. It was Patric's feature film debut, and he played it with a brooding intensity that suggested he had been saving it up. Jason Patric was born John Anthony Miller III on June 17, 1966, in Queens, New York. His father, Jason Miller, was an Oscar-nominated actor and Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright, Father Karras in The Exorcist, author of That Championship Season. His mother was the daughter of Jackie Gleason, who cut off the family when his daughter married a nobody. Patric dropped his real surname Miller for his stage name. Gleason died of cancer in June 1987, the same month The Lost Boys was released. After The Lost Boys, Jason Patric built a career as one of Hollywood's most selective actors. Rush, Sleepers, Narc, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof on Broadway. He turned down the lead in The Firm and Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. In June 1991, his best friend and co-star Kiefer Sutherland canceled his engagement to Julia Roberts. Roberts traveled to Ireland with Patric. They dated for a year. Patric and Sutherland did not speak for over a decade, then reconciled and co-starred on Broadway in a revival of That Championship Season, the play Patric's own father had written and won the Pulitzer Prize for. His younger brother Jordan died on January 10, 2024. He is 59 years old. As of May 2026, Kiefer Sutherland plays David, the vampire gang's platinum blonde leader, who offers Michael a drink in a Jim Morrison postered cave with the calm certainty of someone who has been doing this for a very long time. Schumacher said Sutherland can do almost anything. He's a born character actor. Kiefer Sutherland was born on December 21st, 1966, in Paddington, London, the son of Donald Sutherland and actress-activist Shirley Douglas. He has a twin sister, Rachel. His maternal grandfather was Tommy Douglas, who brought universal health care to Canada. When Kiefer was an infant, his mother was arrested by the FBI for conspiracy to possess unregistered explosives, later exonerated. He attended 5 different high schools after his parents divorced and roomed with Robert Downey Jr. when both were largely unknown in Los Angeles. After The Lost Boys, Kiefer Sutherland was engaged to Julia Roberts, who canceled their planned wedding after reports emerged he had been meeting with a stripper named Amanda Rice. Roberts left for Ireland with Jason Patric. His career entered a long valley before 24, 2001 to 2010, resurrected it as Jack Bauer, earning him an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and $40 million for 3 seasons. He served 48 days in jail for a DUI in 2007, his 4th since 1989. His father Donald died in 2024, his mother Shirley in 2020. He has released 3 country rock albums. On January 12, 2026, he was arrested for allegedly assaulting a rideshare driver and making felony criminal threats. He is 58 years old as of May 2026. Haim plays Sam Emerson, the younger brother who understands almost immediately what is happening to Michael, recruits the Frog Brothers, and fills every scene with a comic book-obsessed energy that is the film's genuine emotional heart. He was 15 years old. Haim was born Corey Ian Haim on December 23, 1971, in Toronto, to an Israeli-born mother and a salesman father. He was a shy child enrolled in acting classes to help him overcome shyness. He had been considering a professional hockey career before the classes took. At 14, Roger Ebert wrote of his performance in Lucas. He creates one of the most three-dimensional, complicated, interesting characters of any age in any recent movie. By 15, he was on The Lost Boys set, where the drinking that had started on Lucas continued. After The Lost Boys, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman became the 2 Coreys, among the most famous teenagers in the world for roughly 3 years. He entered rehab 15 times, suffered a drug-induced stroke and coma in 2001, 1981, and sold his own hair and an extracted molar on eBay to pay medical bills. The two Corys reality show ran in 2007 and 2008. He was widely described as being on the verge of a comeback when, on March 10, 2010, his mother called paramedics after he got out of bed unsteadily at 1:30 a.m. He was pronounced dead at 2:15 a.m., age 38. The official cause was pneumonia and pulmonary edema with underlying heart disease, not a drug overdose as initially reported. He was omitted from the Academy Awards in Memoriam tribute. Feldman revealed in 2024 he hadn't attended the funeral because he couldn't afford a plane ticket. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We release new videos every week. Jami Gertz plays Star, the half-vampire girl caught between two worlds, who wants Michael to save her, and who is in the process of trying to destroy him. It is a difficult role by design, and Gertz plays it with a wounded softness that keeps the film's romantic engine running. Jami Gertz was born on October 28, 1965, in Chicago, Illinois, and grew up in Glenview in a working-class Jewish family. She was discovered at 16 in a nationwide talent search by Norman Lear. By the time of The Lost Boys, she had already appeared in Square Pegs, 16 Candles, and Less Than Zero. During filming, she met Tony Ressler, then a young banker at Drexel Burnham Lambert. She was the breadwinner when they married in 1989. She paid for their first house and first vacation. Everyone thinks I married a rich guy, but I made way more money than Tony when I met him. I married him because I fell in love with him. After The Lost Boys, Jami Gertz continued working in Twister, Seinfeld, ER, Still Standing, and Ally McBeal, while her husband built a staggering fortune. Drexel collapsed in 1990. Ressler co-founded Apollo Global Management, then Ares Management. In 2015, they purchased the Atlanta Hawks for $720 million and hold a minority stake in the Milwaukee Brewers. Their combined net worth is estimated at $12 billion, making her the wealthiest actress in the world by net worth. She is the public face of the Hawks and represents the franchise at NBA draft lotteries. She is 60 years old as of May 2026. Corey Feldman plays Edgar Frog, the more aggressive of the two Frog brothers, the one who treats vampire hunting as a calling and not an adventure, whose furious conviction makes the character both genuinely funny and genuinely frightening. Corey Feldman was born Corey Scott Feldman on July 16, 1971, in Reseda, California. He appeared in commercials at age 3, over 100 TV commercials and 50 series as a child, and has stated that his parents exploited him for his earning potential. He was also sexually abused by multiple adults in the entertainment industry during those years, and developed a close friendship with Michael Jackson as a teenager. After The Lost Boys, Corey Feldman became one half of the two Corys and has spent decades publicly alleging the widespread sexual abuse of child actors in Hollywood, dismissed for years, and now widely treated as prescient. He named his abuser John Grissom by name in his 2013 memoir, Choreography. In December 2025, an Apple TV Plus documentary called Corey Feldman vs. the World aired footage of him describing an incident on The Lost Boys set in which Haim made sexual advances, telling him, "This is what guys in the business do," and that Charlie Sheen had said it was acceptable. Feldman's lawyers immediately stated he had no involvement in the documentary, the footage was obtained without his consent, and his words were mischaracterized. He described unwanted advances, not physical molestation. His drummer Duke Gadd, son of jazz legend Steve Gadd, died of a fentanyl overdose on February 12, 2025. He is 54 years old as of May 2026. Dianne Wiest plays Lucy Emerson, the boy's recently divorced mother who moves to Santa Carla to start over, who falls for the local video store owner, and who is the last person in the film to understand what is happening around her. The film's best joke, and one of its most honestly rendered pieces of characterization. Dianne Wiest was born on March 28, 1948, in Kansas City, Missouri, in an army family that moved repeatedly, including to Germany, where she studied ballet. She trained at the School of American Ballet before abandoning dance at 16 for acting. She made her name opposite James Earl Jones in Othello on Broadway in 1982. She had just won the Oscar for Hannah and Her Sisters when Schumacher cast her. He called it an unexpected gift. After The Lost Boys, Dianne Wiest won a second Oscar for Bullets Over Broadway, both for Woody Allen films, making her the only actor to win for 2 Allen pictures. She was also nominated for Parenthood and won 2 Emmys for Road to Avonlea and In Treatment. She played the Avon lady who discovers Edward Scissorhands. She is never married and adopted 2 daughters. She has starred as mayor of Kingstown since 2021 and joined Only Murders in the Building in 2025. She is 78 years old as of May 2026. Edward Herrmann plays Max, the charming video store owner who courts Lucy with apparent ordinariness, who turns out to be the thing the film has been preparing the audience to understand from almost the first scene. screen, Herrmann plays the reveal with an authority that makes you want to immediately rewatch the entire film. Edward Herrmann was born on July 21st, 1943, in Washington, D.C. and grew up in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. He studied on a Fulbright Fellowship at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. He won the Tony for Daw in 1978, the Emmy for The Practice, and played Franklin D. Roosevelt on television twice in the 1970s. A passionate classic car restorer and prolific audiobook narrator, he appeared in all 154 episodes of Gilmore Girls as Richard Gilmore from 2000 to 2007. On December 6, 2013, he had a seizure on a train. He was diagnosed with grade 4 glioblastoma. His final narration was the PBS documentary Cancer, the Emperor of All Maladies. He died at Memorial Sloan Kettering on December 31st, 2014 at 71. When the Gilmore Girls revival was made in 2016, creator Amy Sherman Palladino said his death looms large over everything. His stepson Rory Roman changed his surname to Herrmann in his honor. Barnard Hughes plays Grandpa, the dotty old taxidermist who has been living in Santa Carla long enough to understand everything about it and who has made his peace with all of it. A performance of perfectly calibrated comic timing from an actor who had been honing his craft since 1934. Barnard Hughes was born Bernard Aloysius Kiernan Hughes on July 16, 1915, in Bedford Hills, New York, the son of Irish immigrants. He worked as a dock worker, a Macy's salesman, and a Wall Street copy reader before auditioning for his first stage role on A Dare from a Friend. He changed the spelling of his first name from Bernard to Barnard on the advice of a numerologist. He met his wife Helen Stenborg performing in a Veterans Hospital show in 1945. They married in 1950 and remained married for 56 years. He won the Tony for Daw in 1978. His son Doug Hughes became a Tony Award-winning theater director. His last public appearance was June 1st, 2006, photographed alongside 110 Tony winners at the Schubert Theater to mark the award's 60th anniversary. He died 5 days before his 91st birthday on July 11th, 2006. Alex Winter plays Marko, the most visually striking of David's gang, the one in the harlequin coat whose death scene is one of the film's most visceral moments. Winter dropped out of NYU Film School before his final year to take the role. Alex Winter was born on July 17, 1965, in London. His mother was a dancer who trained with Martha Graham. He spent years on Broadway as a child in The King and I with Yul Brynner and Peter Pan with Sandy Duncan before enrolling at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. In 2018, in a BBC interview, Winter revealed he had been sexually abused as a child actor. He has spoken about having extreme PTSD for many years, and said playing Bill and Ted was therapeutic because it was the first time he had been cast as a genuinely happy character. After The Lost Boys, Alex Winter co-starred with Keanu Reeves as Bill Preston in the Bill and Ted franchise, then moved almost entirely behind the camera. His documentaries include Downloaded About Napster, Deep Web About Bitcoin and the Silk Road, The Panama Papers, Zappa, whose crowdfunding was the highest funded documentary campaign in history at the time, Showbiz Kids, and The YouTube Effect. In February 2025, he helped initiate the Tesla takedown protest against Elon Musk. He returned to Broadway with Keanu Reeves in Waiting for Godot in 2025. He is 60 years old as of May 2026. Jameson Newlander plays Alan Frog, Edgar's brother, the other half of the vampire hunting duo, slightly less certain but equally committed, whose instant chemistry with Corey Feldman in their first chemistry read led to both of them being cast immediately. Jameson Newlander was born on April 2nd, 1970, in Los Angeles, California. His parents divorced when he was 2. He wore leg braces from ages 7 to 9 due to a condition called osteochondritis, and the doctors he encountered during those years inspired him to want to become an orthopedic surgeon. His mother suggested commercials as a way to save money for medical school, and acting took over instead. He graduated from Beverly Hills High School and earned a BFA from NYU. After The Lost Boys, Jameson Newlander spent his 20s in theater and became an award-winning playwright. His play, Remember This, was produced at the Actors Theater of Louisville in 1996. He reprised Alan Frog in both Lost Boys sequels and appeared in the Kurt Russell Western horror Bone Tomahawk. He has worked as a web content writer for Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, writing for 33 million members, and co-created Wikisoap, described as the first user-created soap opera on the web. He has 2 sons and appeared at Lost Boys conventions as recently as 2025. He is 56 years old as of May 2026. The Lost Boys is named for the children in Peter Pan who never grow up, who live forever in a place where no adult rules apply. Vampire mythology has always been about the refusal to age, the refusal to move on, the refusal to leave the place where the party never stops. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest videos exploring your favorite casts from the past.